Hey y'all, it is your realtor friend, broker owner of Broker Real Estate Group, Realty Group, Lavita Conley, broker owner of Broker Realty Group. That is the correct term. And I am here tonight to talk about this home buying process, getting everything set up for y'all. I'm streaming on a couple of platforms, so y'all please by all means give me just a little bit of grace this evening um to get everything set up and shared out. I am coming. But we are live, y'all. How y'all doing on this Monday evening? If you are out there, please feel free to speak. Feel free to share this video because I do feel like it'll be helpful for anybody looking to purchase a home in year 2024. Let me get my notes right quick and we're gonna be ready to get started. Ready to get started. Of course, I don't like to prolong time. I've been making the announcement since last week about this week's live. I also let everybody know that I'll be on live on Monday nights. So once I confirm that I am live on Instagram, we're going to go ahead and get started. Please feel free to speak. I'm happy to see y'all. Hey, everybody. Just want to check my end out, make sure that my comments are hitting the chat as well. There it is. My comments are hitting the chat. So y'all feel free to ask your questions tonight because I'm here to answer them, and along with going through this home buying process with y'all, I'm going to try to make it as brief and as understandable as possible. So that way I do have an opportunity to answer any questions that I see on any of the screens that I'm looking back and forth at. Just checking one more place to make sure that I've got everything set up. Um, I'm burning up, y'all. I'm burning up. Yeah, it has not come through just yet on my Instagram that I am live. I do believe I'm showing live here. Okay, no, it does not. Um, okay, so it's not showing live on my Instagram. Hold on a second. We can fix that right quick. And that kind of defeats the purpose of what I got going on, but we're going to make it work for tonight because I want to get this information out. Give me 1 second. Okay, let's do it this way. Let's do it this way. I didn't want to do it this way, but I'm going to do it this way because now I've got 3 different avenues that I'm talking on. And again, it's not the way I plan to do it, but we're going to make it work. We're going to make it work. So, yeah, we are now live on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. So let's talk real estate. Let's talk real estate. Hey guys over on TikTok, thank y'all for joining. So we live. I'm gonna take this sweater off because I'm a tad bit hot. Hey y'all on Facebook, feel free to speak in the comments, y'all. I'd like to know who I'm talking to. If y'all don't mind, again, share this live broadcast because you never know who's wanting to buy a home. In 2024, things are different. Interest rates are a little bit higher than what we like them to be. So it's going to be very important that you all have the proper guidance when moving forward in this market. So most definitely share this out so that everybody who's wanting to purchase will have this information as well. So anyway, let's get started. For anybody who wants to buy a house, if you give me a call and say, hey, Lavita, I'm thinking about buying a house, but I don't know what to do. The first 3 things I'm going to always tell you to do is save your money, lower your debt to income ratio and increase your credit scores. That's going to be the very first conversation we're going to have. It's going to take me about 5 minutes to let you all know that. And once you get beyond that point, that's when we're going to have this conversation. I'll do a consultation with you to let you know what it's like working with me. And once we go through and get all of our documents signed where you officially hire me, that's when the process will begin with me. However, I want you all ready so you all can prepare for 2024 and what 2024 is going to bring. So that's what this video is for. So, of course, we've already gotten beyond the step where you called or inboxed me or text me and said, hey, or saw me in Walmart and said, hey, I want to buy a house. That conversation goes, increase your score, lower your debt to income, and save money. I always say save money so that you can be competitive in the buying market. So I'm definitely not one of the realtors who's going to say, hey, you don't have to have money to buy. In 2024, you need some cash on hand and reserves in order to successfully purchase a home in 2024. Whether that money is just for for inspections, appraisals, earnest money, and down payment. Even if that's all you need, it's still cash that you need. We do have 100% financing. However, you still are going to need some money to purchase. So don't fall for the no money to close, because it does take money to close on a home. So yeah, now that we got that done, it leads me into step one, which is financing in real estate. You definitely want to make sure that you've got your finances in order. And if you follow those first three things I told you, that'll put you in a good position to have that in order. And I've got my notes, y'all, so it won't take so long for me to go through this. So if I don't get any questions in any of the chats, I'm gonna go straight through this. So if you've got a question, I want you to stop me, ask your question so that I can get you an answer to your question. Now, I'm not a mortgage lender. Let me go ahead and say that. However, being in real estate for 10 years, 10 plus years now, it's given me the opportunity to kind of see a couple of situations and know some of how the lending process works. However, I will be doing live every Monday night, and one of the Mondays coming up, I will have a mortgage lender on live with me so that we can get the answers to some of your questions. So, with that being said, we're going to jump right into this. Finances, you want to obtain a pre-approval before getting started on your home buying process. Now, let me explain to you why that's important. Pre-approvals help you create a budget for yourself, okay? It also gives us a window of where we need to be looking. If we go in, because I'm going to be real honest, what you can afford is not always what you can afford. Let's just be real. A lot of people think, well, I know I can afford a $2,500, $3,000 mortgage payment because I'm already paying that now. You may be renting right now and paying $3,000 for rent. However, if your DTI doesn't line up with that, then on paper to a lender, you actually cannot afford $3,000 mortgage payment. And that's because they have percentages that they use based on how much you're making. Only a percentage of that they'll calculate towards a mortgage payment. So right now you may be paying $3,000 for a mortgage. However, you're utilizing 95% of your income in order to do that. Well, a lender is not going to see that as financially responsible. So they're going to base what you can afford off of your percentages. So that's why I say lower your DTI as much as possible, which means DTI is debt to income ratio. So you take all of your debt divided by your income, and this is gross debt over gross income. Okay. If you've got student loans, real quick, you can do 0.5% if you're not already with a payment on that, which is why I encourage everybody to make sure that you're utilizing the programs they have, whether it's income-based repayment plan, and they have several. They've got paid or something. They've got several different types of loan agreements for student loans that you can take advantage of. Make sure you're taking advantage of that. or at least up to date, and you have some sort of payment. Because if you have a zero payment, they're going to take 0.5% of that and count it towards your debt to income. Now, that's a whole nother video. I could go on for 30 minutes just about that particular thing. If that's something you want, I need you to comment, yeah, we want that, or like the video so I'll know, yeah, they want a video on this. So let me go ahead and do a video breaking that part down for them. But if, oh Lord, Instagram just went all the way out. I don't understand. My Instagram is not trying to let me make it. That might be um why it went out before. So thank you for the hearts over here, y'all. I appreciate it. And I'll definitely do a video on that, getting that information out to us. So but yeah, we wanna make sure that we're getting the information that y'all want out to you. So I'm gonna get back in here live on Instagram right quick. All right, so I think I'm live back on Instagram, and we were talking about financing. So yeah, getting that pre-approval definitely lets us know where we stand. That's also going to tell us what type of financing we have. We've got VA, we've got conventional, we've got FHA, and we've got USDA. Those are 4 different type finances, that categories that we have. And based on which category you're in, that's going to determine what properties we need to be looking at. We've got an FHA or a VA loan or even a USDA loan. That lets me, the realtor, know that this property needs to be in a certain condition. There needs to be certain repairs that are already done, or we need to have a seller that's willing to do these repairs in order to make sure that this property is going to fit the financing that we have. Now, we have a conventional finance, and then we may be able to get by with a few more repairs that need to be done. Or if we're doing cash, then none of this even applies. So it's definitely important that you have a pre-approval. You know what type of financing you have, so that we'll know what property we're looking at. It also let us know what our financial situation looks like from a cash heavy point as well. So if we've got an FHA loan, and we're in an FHA loan, and this is just an example, that's 3.5% down. FHA, that, and we have is our down payment, then we need to be looking in a certain direction as far as properties go. So based on what it is you want from a property, what type of financing you have, and how much cash we have on hand, that all of that combines into finances, getting all of that taken care of and squared away before we start looking at properties and falling in love with properties that may not fit our finances or may not fit our budget. So we definitely want to get our financing together, obtain a pre-approval, and a responsible realtor is gonna ask you for that. And or a knowledgeable realtor, or a renowned realtor, a realtor that's about their business, is gonna ask you for that. Because honestly, most reputable realtors don't really have the manpower nor the time to ride around or entertain properties without knowing this information. So if you run across one who's okay with showing you 10 or 12 houses with no idea of what your financing looks like, you may want to, kind of step back and question the representation that you've chosen. That's just extra, my opinion, my professional opinion. Do with it what you will. So hey y'all, thank y'all all for jumping on. If y'all have any questions, comments, feel free to put them in the chat and I can get those answered for you. Or if it's something that you all want a whole nother video on, put it in the chat. I take note of those things as well, and I can get a video explaining some more of that. So step 2, this is where we begin the search. Now, during our consultation with me, this is just me. I'm only one realtor. I'm a licensed real estate broker. I run my own brokerage, but this is how I do business. When we have our consultation, we've got our pre-approval in hand, and we know what our finances are. Our next step is to start our search. So we'll have a detailed conversation about what it is you want for your family in this real estate transaction. Now, mind you, this is not what I want at all. My only goal is to achieve what it is that you want for your family. So I'm going to talk to you about the things that you need. I'm going to talk to you about the things that you want. I'm going to talk to you about your non-negotiables, right? We're going to have this conversation. I'm going to base my search on what it is that you're saying to me. So initially, I won't actually send properties that don't really fit what it is you need. Now, I do like to try to go out and do at least one property with you to kind of get a feel of what it is you're liking in that property, what it is you're not liking in that property. And from there, I can get some more idea of what it is you want. So I'm going to set up your search based on what you tell me. Along the way, I may notice some things that you're kind of leaning more towards that you didn't notice that you lean towards, or some things you thought maybe, nah, So I'm going to do that. Now, after we've previewed a few houses and we've not found what we want, we're going to have another conversation. Okay. Me, I'm goal driven. Okay. I'm a goal driven real estate agent. My goal is to get you into the home that you want for your family at a great price and have you happy in the end. But my goal isn't to show you 50 houses. Okay. It's never my goal to show you 50 to 60 houses. I've learned from experience that the more houses buyers look at, the less likely their chances are of choosing one. It's not failed me yet. That philosophy has not failed me. Anytime I've showed over 30 houses, buyers typically, no. So it's my job to help make sure that we're staying clear of what our goal is, and not getting caught up in the hype. So we'll have a conversation if we've seen a few houses. We've gone out and looked at about 10, 12 houses, and it's not really, we need to readjust what we're looking at, or we need to have another conversation about what it is we're looking at. Okay. So, cause we definitely want to use our time wisely. And we also don't want to lose time looking at homes that are not going to fit our criteria and miss out on homes that are. So I definitely have a serious conversation with my clients about their needs, their wants, their non-negotiables, they're negotiables, kind of for real, what price range we're in, right? Because we all know that we're not in a market where we're just able to just run out and lowball sellers on their property. So we have those conversations, and just being serious about them and knowing what my clients want. So we go through and do that search. Once we found our home, yay, that we like, we get ready to make an offer and do our negotiations. Now, this is where my expertise really, really come in. Okay. And I'll be doing another video on this. I'm gonna tell you up front, I'm already gonna do another video breaking this down. Concessions versus cash off the top of the price. Like, let's have the conversation. That's going to be an entirely new, different video. So I definitely want you all to make sure that you're connected to me so that you can, get on when we get talking about that video. Because some people are so excited about 10,000 off asking price, and it really sometimes is not even where it's at. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's just me. I slid over to just being me, y'all. I'm sorry. But sometimes, but anyway, long story short, this is where my expertise of the market comes in, knowing what's trending among sellers, knowing what properties are selling at the highest and lowest, and knowing at what percentage of list price these homes are selling, right? I just did a video last week. If you missed it, you can catch it on my Facebook page or my Instagram page, because I didn't do TikTok last week. I'm sorry. But you can check on one of my pages and look back at the video, and I talked about the list to sell ratio. And right now in my area, it was like 93% list to sell, the list price versus the sales price, which means people are getting about 93% of what they're asking for their properties in my area. In my MLS, let me say that. But anywho, so that's where my expertise comes in. That's when we're going to have detailed conversations about what you found in the property condition disclosures that you're concerned about. What are you seeing that you need the sellers to address up front? Let's go ahead and have this conversation. We talk about our stance as finances that's coming back into play. We're going to have that conversation and put all that in there. And we have all this conversation in order to create an offer that works well for us, and it also ensures that we're able to get the property that we want. We'll have a conversation about any other documents that your lender's going to need. We're going to talk about what your responsibilities are as a buyer in this contract, because buyers do have responsibilities when it comes to contracts and things that they have to fulfill. So we'll have that conversation as I go over the contract, let you know what your responsibilities are regarding earnest money, all that, right? So we go through this offer, we write this bomb offer. Thank you, Simone. Thank you, honey. I'm tickled. Thank you. We've got this offer. We've submitted our bomb offer, right? They did not counter our offer. They accepted our offer, right? Because we wrote a bomb offer that's gonna help us get the house and benefit us in our pockets, right? Because we like to save money over here, right? Right. Okay. So we've gotten that done. Now we're in our inspection period in Mississippi. And I say in Mississippi because contracts differ throughout states. Mississippi does not have a due diligence period. We don't have that. But what we do have is a built-in 10 business day inspection period. And I say business day like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And that's if there are no holidays. So if there's a holiday, that day is not counted. So that's 10 business days to get inspections done. There's a list of inspections that you can get done. We strongly suggest you at least get a home inspection. Okay. I explain home inspections like this. Home inspections is like taking your house to the general doctor. General doctor is going to look at the overall condition of your property, let you know if there's something underlying that may need to be checked by a specialist, right? That lets you know if there's a plumbing issue you may want to get a plumber out here to check on, or if there's something going on with the foundation that you may want to get a foundation specialist out to check on, or if you got a septic tank, you may want to get somebody out to check that out. So you definitely want to at least get that home inspection done. Under no circumstances do you let anybody tell you that you are not entitled is the word I just have to use in this instance. Don't let anybody tell you you're not entitled to that home inspection, which again is why representation is very important, so that you're being told what your rights are as a buyer. And hear me when I say representation for you as a buyer is very important. Okay. Don't underestimate the power of having representation as a buyer in a real estate transaction. Okay. So once you get the inspection done, it's going to come back, or whatever inspection you get, right? Because I tell my clients, get whatever inspection done you need to get done in order to feel comfortable with the purchase that you're about to make. This is about to be 30 to 33 years. Okay. I'm seeing mortgage loans 38 years going, right? So, and you can pay that off early. We'll do another video on that. I don't want you to get run off by that number, because if you don't buy, you're going to be 50 to 60 years renting. So don't get scared off by that number. Okay. But anywho, moving along. You get those inspections done, and we look at it, we resolve it however we need to resolve it. There's generally built in a certain amount of days that you have to negotiate these repairs. You want to make sure that you do that, remembering that time is of essence in real estate. You have to get these things done within the time frame that's allotted for you. Again, that's where your realtor is going to come in, helping with that. So you get your inspections done. We look at them. We talk about things that are non-cosmetic, that's going to affect the value of the home. We're going to affect the functioning of the home. We have that conversation. If there's anything that needs to be renegotiated or resolved, we do that. Now, in between here, you got, because the next thing, because it gets a little quiet between you and your realtor at this time, unless there's repairs being done. But for the most part, it gets a little quiet between you and your realtor. But in between that quiet time, you're going to be connecting with your lender a good bit. They're going to be getting more documentation from you. It's very important that you get this documentation to them as soon as possible. Okay. Because the process isn't just one person. Like you apply with the person, like you will apply with one person, and that's who you think the lender is. but there's a team of people working behind the scenes in all of these departments, right? So the person there's a face, like I'm the face you'll see for real estate, right? I've got a team of people behind me that help me get these things done. And then you've got your lender whom you think is who you're getting your loan through, but he's got a team or she's got a team of people behind them that's doing things as well. Same with the attorney's office, right? So everybody you're talking to, you may have a face of the person you're initially contacting, but there may be somebody working in the background trying to get these things done as well. So that's why it's important that you get documents to the people that are asking in order to get things done and the timeline to go as possible, because we have a predicted normally between 21 and 45 days to get a home closed, and the date on the contract is the date that the seller has committed to, right? So just FYI, if we cannot get closed by that date, the seller is not required. The seller is no longer bound by that contract nor the terms of that contract. Understand that the seller is no longer bound by the terms of the contract written if we can't get it closed by that date. So that's why it's important that you stay within the timeline given to you. It's important that you get those documents to the people that are asking for them as soon as possible. So during this time, you'll also get an appraisal done. That's pretty much hands off. You don't have to do anything with that. I don't have to do anything with that. Well, let me say this: you don't have to do anything with that other than submit a check. Some lenders require that you pay for the appraisal up front. Some will put it on the closing disclosure. Appraisal's done. That's done to ensure that the home is worth at or above the contract price. Lenders don't like to pay more than what a home is worth. The lenders don't like to borrow on more than what a home is worth in a real estate transaction. My Instagram keeps cutting off, and I'm trying to figure out why, because I don't know what's going on. I'm sorry, y'all. Let me close some of these other windows out. Instagram, I be trying to look. I try so hard to keep up on my Instagram. I'm real good about going live on Facebook, and I'm even better going live on TikTok than I am on Instagram. But for whatever reason, it will not let me hold on to. It won't let me stay live on Instagram. So I'm gonna try one more time. I'm gonna try one more time. Let's go. I don't know what's going on. Let me see. Hey y'all, I'm back again on my Instagram. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Hold on, Facebook. We're gonna slide us back just a little bit. I don't know. We may be too hot on Instagram or something. I don't know. But anyway, so I hate for y'all to get this bad angles. Honey, that's a bad angle. However, we want to make sure that we get this information out to y'all. So where we stopped was our appraisal that's being done in the background. The seller has to get a termite inspection. In most contracts, it can be written either way, where the seller or the buyer can get the termite inspection. I've had it done either way. All that's being done in the background during the financing period. So now we want to prepare for closing. Closing is pretty easy once we get there. It's a bunch of signing when we get there. You want to make sure you have your license. But before we go to closing, we're going to do a final walkthrough of the property. I tried to do TikTok account, that real estate lady. Wait, is it Mississippi Realtor? Try, I don't know. I'll have to look. I'll look it up and comment it. I'm gonna look it up and comment it, but I think it's either that real estate lady or Mississippi Realtor friend, one of the two. But I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna look it up. But you want to make sure that you show up for closing with your ID and a finger ready to sign your name, because you're gonna do a whole lot of signing. Some lenders have gotten to the point where they do a lot of it electronically and you just show up and sign a few documents. I know that VA, those are pretty short closes because they do a lot of the documents online. But back to what I was saying, we'll do the final walkthrough and we do that in order to ensure that all terms of the contract have been fulfilled, and to ensure that, let me do, because I'm over one slide. There we go. I'm not sure if you all can see that, but anywho. So we want to ensure that all of the terms of the contract have been fulfilled. And we also want to ensure that the house is in the same condition or better as it was when we agreed to purchase. So we're checking to make sure that the utilities are still on and that all appliances still work. We're flushing toilets just to make sure the plumbing hadn't backed up and overflowed. We are making sure that windows are not busted out, because we've had windows that were busted out from, start to finish. We've had that situation happen. I've actually had it happen on both sides. One time I was representing the buyer and it happened, and one time I was representing the seller and it happened. And I had to hurry up and get a window put in their house so we can get this home. No, 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 no. I take that back. Both times I was representing the buyer. Both times I was representing the buyer. However, the second time I did, I had to hurry up and get a window put in so that we can get this house closed on the closing day. Okay. So sometimes I have to get down, get in there and get these things done so that we can get our homes closed on time. But you do what you got to do. You do what you got to do. So once we've closed in Mississippi with the contracts that I have written, 98% of the time buyers take possession at closing. I have had situations where the buyer has taken possession after closing for numbers of reasons. However, whenever you're gonna take possession, it will be indicated in your contract. So you'll know when you do your contract when you're gonna take possession. So you'll know when you write the contract if you're going to have to take possession a day after or something like that. And like I said, I have had that happen where individuals have to take possession a day or two after. I've also had it happen where individuals have moved their things in a day before closing or an hour or two before closing time. But those are situations that I would have a conversation with you about. I talk to my clients about the pros and the cons of all of those situations so that they know what to expect in that situation and how we need. I just want to make sure you informed on the decision you're making. That's my whole goal, is to make sure that my clients are making informed decisions regardless of which way you go, because like I said, ultimately my goal is to make sure that your goals are reached, whatever those goals are. That's my goal. So that's it. Oh, on the day of closing, you also want to make sure that you have whatever funding it is that you have to have. So if you're being, whatever you're having to bring to the closing table, that your down payment or whatever it is that you have to bring to the table, make sure that you have that. You can get it in form of check, money order, most, or cashier's check. Most people do not like cash, so don't bring cash to closing. But yeah, that's the home buying process in a nutshell. Want to make sure that you do have representation, because it's so easy to hear all these steps and think, well, I don't need a realtor. I know the steps to buying a house. But there are so many mistakes that you can make along the way, that will affect your the turnout of your transaction. So, and again, the most of my expertise is going to come in the offer and negotiation stage and the inspections period. That's where my expertise will really shine through. Kind of answering questions along that way, making sure we're getting the best price, making sure we're allocating our funds properly. We want to make sure that we've got, everything. If it's better for us to get $10,000 off asking, I mean, if it's better for us to get 10,000 in concessions instead of 10,000 off asking, then let's do that. Because realistically, we want to look at the numbers and know what the numbers are going to do. Like, how is it going to affect me if I get $10,000 off? $10,000 off asking price doesn't really do a whole lot to your mortgage payment. If you ask your lender, you can ask your lender, hey, how's it going to affect me to get $10,000 off asking? Or how is it going to affect me if I get these $10,000 and use it for something else? Because you can use, there's a number of things that you can use it for. Like I said, that's what my expertise is for, and that's why you hire me, to let you know, hey, what can I use this money? How do I best use these $10,000? Right? Anywho, that's all I got. I was able to get this video done in 35 minutes. And I'm going to say I could have did it in 30 minutes had I not had to play around with Instagram and keep starting it back up. I hate that the full video will not be on Instagram because it cuts off before I get an opportunity to save it. So the full video won't be on Instagram. Thank you so much, Miss Lacking. I definitely appreciate it. So unfortunately the full video won't be on Instagram, but you can catch the replay on my Facebook business page, Lavita Conley Brocont Realty Group. I don't know how to save a replay on TikTok. I don't think it's available on TikTok either as a replay. So yeah, anybody that's on have any questions that they want to ask, I'm happy to address any questions that we have. Um, let's see what I got going on. Yeah, we're gonna let me do this right. I don't know what I be doing, y'all. I don't know if I did that right. I did. I sure did. I sure did. Awesome. I just want to make sure that I'm doing my part, y'all. That's it. That's it. I don't. What? Okay. So I've addressed all the questions I have in Facebook. I have addressed what I think I have on TikTok. I'm seeing one message, but let me see. I'm scared to do anything because I don't know how to work TikTok. But anyway, if you catch this replay, feel free to ask your questions. If you have a topic you want me to cover, you can message it in the comments. You can DM me or you can text it to me. Y'all have all my contact information. Um, Yeah, and if you're looking at this video and you're looking to buy or sell a house in 2024 or 2023, because we still got what, 14, 15 more days, 16, 17 more days. If y'all have a house you want to buy, sell, give me a call. We can get a deal done in 2 weeks. We can definitely get a deal done in 2 to 3 weeks. Okay, so let's get that done. Thank y'all so much. So much for joining me. That's all I got. I will see y'all next Monday. What credit score and income do you need to have? Good question. It depends on the lender that you are using. We do have lenders that go down as low as 580. And we've got some lenders, honestly, that's going below that because a lot of them are saying that their credit scores is not the end all be all. I know a lot of people like to think that, but credit scores are not the end all be all. Money talks. Income. It's not so much your income, it's your debt to income ratio. You want to take your debt, divide it by your income, and then find out what your ratio are, what your ratio is. You want the magic number for that ratio is 43. Depending on what your income is, that number can go up to 50%, but you want to try to get it around 43% DTI. So take all of your debt divided by your gross income, and that's going to give you a percentage. So just say, I'm gonna give you a quick example. Let me find my calculator, honey, because I ain't gonna pretend, baby, do nobody numbers in my head, but I'm gonna do this real quick. Say for instance, I got a $560 car note. Then I pay $1,100 in rent, and I've got student loans of $90 a month because I'm on the income-based repayment plan. And what else? Let me see. I got a personal loan. I pay $100 on a month. So now I've got $1,850 in bills, and let's just say I make $72,000 a year. We're gonna take that 1,850 divided by 72,000. So now I've got a debt to income of 26%, which is a good number, right? So only 26% of my income. Thank you. I sure appreciate that. I try my best. So 26% of your income is being used. That means you have um 74% available. So your lender is going to take that number and tell you how much money you have that can be allocated to purchasing a home. However, if your score is not where you want it to be, what I would suggest is save money, because they're going to want more money down as a down payment, or they may want you to have some reserves in the bank. And reserves is just money saved up that you can use to pay your first month or two of mortgage. So, yeah, that's the nutshell on that. Also, you definitely want to shop around, shop lenders, because just because you get a no from one lender does not mean that you'll get a no from all of them. I've got several lenders that I work with, and I've definitely had one of my lenders tell somebody no. We went to somebody else, and that somebody else told them yes. Or I've had a lender to approve somebody for a lesser amount. They went to another lender and was able to get more money. So you know, definitely shop around lenders. Make sure that you've got the lender that's the best fit for you and your goals, your real estate goals. Thank you so much for your question. I really do appreciate it. I really do. So, yes, I am a real estate agent. I'm licensed in the entire state of Mississippi, and I've got a full network of other realtors who are able to service you in other states if you're looking for someone. So, again, thank you for your question. Does anyone else have a question for me? I like questions, because as a realtor, it's so easy to get caught up in what you know, not realizing that consumers don't always know what you know. And I've been so engulfed in information, real estate information. I'm just at the point where I've just got a real estate overload, I believe. I've been just reading all about the interest rate. Everything y'all been reading, I've been reading. However, the only difference is I look at local numbers to make sure that what I'm reading nationally lines up with what's locally going on. And locally, people are still buying and selling in our real estate markets. Of course, the numbers have come down some, but not enough to be excited about as a buyer, and not enough to be disappointed by as a seller. So that's that on that. And we are expecting the interest rates will go down some next year, which means the rest, please. Thank you. Awesome, Nebraska. I've never been to Nebraska, but I've got friends there. I've got friends in Nebraska. So if you're looking for a reputable agent, let me know, and I can connect you with some. I definitely can. But yeah, that's all I got tonight. I enjoy talking to y'all. I appreciate it on this Monday, because Mondays are my admin day. So unless I have, an appointment that's pressing, I'm pretty much doing a lot of paperwork on Monday. So I'll be excited when I get an opportunity to talk to people, whether it be online, my clients or whatever. I'll be excited to do so, because, like I said, if not, I'm gonna be behind the computer doing paperwork and running the business. So that's why I chose Mondays to talk to y'all. Y'all can be my outlet for Monday. Y'all can be my Monday outlet. So yay for that, right? Don't y'all just love being my Monday outlet? Woo woo. But anyway, so I've got the information that I wanted to give y'all this Monday. I want y'all to drop your topics. I've got some topics that I definitely know I want to talk to y'all about, but I also want to know what you all want to know about real estate, because I'm here to give y'all the rundown. Um, the rundown on real estate, like for real, for real. I want y'all to know what's going on in our area for real estate. I want y'all to have this information as buyers and sellers. Next week, I am doing a guide for sellers. So I'm going to do the same thing for sellers on next week that are, may want to sell a house next year. So y'all tune in, share my pages with everybody that you all know, because you never know who wants to buy or sell, because people don't really just say, "I think about buying or selling my house." I want y'all to share that my business runs a lot on referrals. So share my information. Don't be a gatekeeper. Don't be a gatekeeper. But anyway, I thank y'all for jumping on. I'm gonna go ahead and close out all these different screens. I'm gonna go ahead and close out my Instagram first. See y'all Instagram, since it will not let me to share anyway. Um but yeah. All right. Instagram is gone. TikTok, thank y'all so much for joining me. Feel free to follow me. And I'm gonna see y'all next Monday. We'll end that. And Facebook, oh faithful, I sure do appreciate y'all. Let me tell you what my profile name is on TikTok. Yeah, at the Realtor Lady. At Yep, at the Realtor Lady. So yeah. But anyway, Facebook, thank y'all for joining me. I really appreciate it. Share the video. You never know who's looking to buy or sell a home. And I will talk to y'all on next Monday. It's been real.